so excited. Matter of fact, I'm going to use this as one of my training seminars out at a couple of Fortune 500 companies. So I'm excited about what the Lord has given me. And so for the next several weeks, obviously second and fourth Wednesday, we're going to talk about this new series called The Battlegrounds. On Sundays, I'm teaching on the process. And I think for those who have been here, I hope it has been blessing you guys, that you really understand that it's God's desire that he funnel you through the process. And through the process, it is preparing you for what he has already decided to give to you. So the process is actually working for your good. It's good. It's good. So now we're not sad and broken down and broken spirit when we are going through. According to the Bible, it's the best time of your life to go through. Because when I look back and see where he brought me from, see, you couldn't see it while you were going through. But the through is what gave you the victory, boo-boo. Through. So Sundays, I still got a couple more series to teach on the process on Sunday. But tonight, on the Wednesday nights, I got a whole different series, so we'll be on the battlegrounds. Somebody say the battlegrounds. Because that's where it's won, on the battleground. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 17. 1 Samuel 17. I'm going to read 3 through 7, but the meat of it all is in verse 8. 1 Samuel 17. Let's get to the battlegrounds. All right, here we go. 1 Samuel 17, 3 through 9. And it reads, the Philistines stood on a mountain on one side, and Israel stood on a mountain on the other side with a valley between them. Very important you understand that. Israel, the chosen people of God, the blessed people on one side, the Philistines, the enemy is on the other side, and there's a valley between them. You don't actually think they're going to fight on this mountain or this on this mountain. They're going to fight where? In the valley. Yea, though I walk through the valley. We whine about the valley, but I want you to see through the battlegrounds, that's where you are made. You're not made on the mountain. You rewarded the mountain once you defeated your enemy. Where? In the valley. If you're really going to cross over to the other side, then you got to go through what? The valley. Oh, I want to be this. I want to have this. I want to aspire that. Baby, you got to be willing to go through the valley. So the valley is between them. Verse 4 says, and a champion, not anybody, but a what? A champion went out from the camp of the Philistines named Goliath from Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. He had a bronze helmet on his head, and he was armed with a coat of mail, and the weight of the coat was 5,000 shekels of bronze. And he had bronze armor on his legs and a bronze javelin between his shoulders, and the staff on his spear was like a weaver's beam. And on his iron spearhead weighed 600 shekels, and a shield bearer went before him. Now all them verses from 4 to 7 was just a description of this big old joker and everything he had. That's all that was a description of this big old guy. Not just any guy, but a champion. Here's why he's been called and is called a champion. Because he's been having what's called victories. He's been winning for the other side. And if you ever gonna move from being a chimp, a chump, and a champ, you're gonna have to beat the champion. We all got a champion that we all got to defeat in our own lives. So this was just any champion. This guy was the biggest guy they had ever seen. Not only the biggest guy they ever seen, but he was the biggest guy with all the weight, all the protection, which means it seems almost insurmountable that he was penetrable. No way we could beat this guy. But look what happened here. Verse 8. Then he stood and cried out to the armies of Israel and said to them, why have you come out to line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine, and you the servants of Saul? Choose a man for yourselves, and let him come down to me. This is the enemy saying, all this noise, standing out, crying out, doesn't mean a whole lot to you right now. They're going to put you in the battlegrounds. What is he doing? The Bible says in verse 8, what? Then he what? Stood and what? Cried out. Let's talk about stood and cried out. 1. Identify what is that thing that has been crying out to you, that's been begging for your attention. What is that thing? We all know the story at the end of the day of how David defeated Goliath. Yeah, but that's not the biggest story. The biggest story is that Goliath represented something that was crying out. See, when you look at something as a problem, if you change your perception, the problem is actually your biggest reward. Your biggest reward. What is that thing that's been crying out to you? 2, what is that thing that needs your attention and your focus? And it's not small, it's real big. What is that? They saw what they saw. What is it that you see that been crying out to you to say, we need your attention? What is that? Procrastination, maybe? A bad attitude, maybe? Laziness, maybe? What is that thing that needs your attention? But you've been saying, I'm going to deal with it, 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 and yet has not dealt with it. What could that thing be? 3, what is that thing that has stood up to you because you refuse to stand up to it? What is that thing that has been continued to torment and torture you, and you're like, I'm going to deal with it, I know I'm going to get better. What is the thing that, girl, you need to really start working on this. You know, you need to watch this. You really need to stop doing that. What is that thing that has been big that everybody else can see, but for some reason you refuse to deal with it? What is that thing? You understand? I've been this way my whole life. Right. So you just find it no way you can defeat this. My whole family been like this. What is that thing that you have yet to deal with? But it's crying out to you, and it needs to get dealt with. What is that? 4, that very thing that you refuse to stand up to is the very thing that's standing in your way. What is that? That if I could just get past this, I could pretty much get everything I want in life. And that thing goes, nope, 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 nope. You know how we do it. Nope, you can't get past me. And that will always hold you from getting to that next level. What have you figured out? What have other folks told you? Like, you know what? If you just worked on this, you'd be so much better. That's it. That's it. That is the very thing that keeps keeping you from crossing over to the other side. What is that? I don't know what that is to you. I got my own Goliath. What is that thing? But whatever that thing is, it's been championing you, been beating you, and been winning victories over you for a mighty long time. So when is it day going to come? You say, well, enough is enough. When is that? 5, the thing that's standing in your way is an indicator that great things lies ahead. It's amazing. Everybody else sees a problem when, again, a person who can see the goodness of God sees opportunity. Because why would it be in your way if it wasn't blocking something else? But you refuse to deal with it, so you'll continue to stand there. And the thing of it is, if you can't see past that, you won't see why you need to deal with it. What is it? Because sooner or later, you're going to have to deal with it. What is that thing? And clearly what that tells me is one sight is not good enough, because if you've seen what was really behind that thing, you'd have dealt with it a long time ago. Now, it's real big. So a lot of times, if you really think about it, think of some things that maybe somebody has told you. You know what? If you didn't react so much, if you didn't get an attitude about everything, if you just started doing this and started doing that, you would be better. What is that? That's that. That you will protect. You say, I wouldn't protect that. Sure you would. Because you won't deal with it. So you're protecting it. We ain't like nobody can defeat it anyway. Sure, people have. And you can too. But it says that it stood out and cried out to the armies of Israel and said to them, why have you come out to line up for battle? And that's why I thought this would be a great title to call this series, The Battlegrounds. The very thing that you refuse to deal with is saying, why are you lining up and you ain't ready to go to the battle? Because if you're going to get past me, you're going to have to battle. You're going to have to battle. So he says, why did you line up? That's what he asked in the question. Why did you come out to line up for battle? Why have you come out to line up for battle? Write this down. Don't line up if you're not ready to fight. Don't even line up. When they lined up, they were showing that champion that we're ready to fight. But he said, if you ain't ready to fight, what you lining up for? 2, things won't line up until you're ready to fight. What that means is, maybe not you, but people that we know outside of us would go, so when you going to go back to school? Right now, it's at the right time right now. You're not ready to fight. That's why things are not lining up. You ain't ready to get it on. When you're ready to get it on, things will start to line up. You're not ready to fight right now. You ain't convinced right now. You ain't committed right now. You ain't confident right now. 3, there's a clear signal you are ready to fight when you start lining things up. Oh, that's when you're ready to fight. That's when you're ready to fight. Like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm going back to school. I already got my mama going to watch my kids. I've already told my supervisor to leave a little early so I can go ahead and get to my class. See, you are lining things up. That thing that you refuse to deal with, go, uh-oh, she getting ready to fight. I've been pushing her around for years. She said she's going to go to school back in 2013. She ain't do it. 14, didn't do it. 15, didn't do it. 6, I've been pushing her around. Now she is lining things up. She is ready to get it on. She's serious. But most folks don't take the time to line things up. When you line things up, you're ready to fight. Your schedule. So it's like starting your business. I gave you an example here. Starting your business, first thing you start doing is networking. You'll start planning. Do you have enough money to set aside? How is it going to start? What's the name of your business going to be? How will it look? You start making sure you're not already in debt. Do you have a family support? Did you pray about it? All those things, you're lining things up. Because you can know it's going to be a fight. It must be a fight because it must test your faith. It got to be a fight. You got to get it on. You got to get it. If you ain't fighting, it ain't no test then. See, when you finally get to the mountain, people go, ooh, you lucky you up there. Man, I fought to get up here. And I'm going to fight to stay up here. It's an uphill battle. You fight. Going to school, if you want to go back to school. Have you registered yet? Have you created a schedule to coincide with your work schedule? Do your classes fit your personal life? Again, with your kids, with your spouse, daycare, etc. Physical fitness. If you ready to go ahead and lose weight or trim or get in that wedding dress or whatever you want to do, get on the beach or whatever the case may be. Are you ready to battle? Which means you're done with Golden Corral. You're done with all the sugars. Ooh, I need snacks. But then you're not ready to fight. Then you ain't ready to get slim and fine then because you still eating all this sugar, all these carbohydrates. That's your third slice of bread today. See, you're not ready to battle. You have not gotten things in order. Now, what's what he says here? in verse 8. Then he stood out and cried out to the armies and said to them, why have you come out to line up for battle? That's the $1 million question. You must be willing to answer that one question. Why? Why? Why do you want to go back to school? Why do you want to start your own business? Why you want to lose 20 pounds? Why you want to buy a new car? Why? Why? Because the very thing that you're going to have to battle requires you to answer that question. Why? What you cannot say is what most kids say. Oh, no. Okay, that ain't going to. See, you're not ready to battle. You know why, and that's why you putting the gloves on. You know why you got to do what you got to do. If don't nobody else come with you, I got to do this. What is that why? You must answer that question before you start to strap up. Why? Your dreams, your desires, your goals require you to answer why. Because why? When it starts getting tough, people are going to start questioning you and doubting you. I don't even know what. Why are you doing that? Why are you going back to school? Why are you trying to buy a new car? Why are you trying to lose weight? You look fine to me. Why? See, if you don't have the why, you will get talked out of it. You'll get talked out of it. So you got to sit down in your quiet place and answer that question. It asks you, why? Why are you trying to do this? Why? 3 says, if you have the why, the what, the when, and the how will come. Real talk. That'll come. You don't have to figure out the how. Because here's what people hit you with. Not only, why are you going back to school, but, so how are you going to pay for it? How are you going to pay for the car? How are you going to get a new car? You're like, well, yeah, I don't know how. That's not your job to figure out how. That's God's job to figure out the how. And he's good at how. Because I've seen God do some things that I say something like this. Lord, I don't know how you did that. And that's why you say, you leave the how to me, little man. Stay out of there. Just tell me why you want it. Why you want the house. Why you want the car. Why you want the husband. Why you want the wife. Why you want the kids. Why you want this. You tell me why and show me enough faith in the why, I will always come through with the how. And the when, just hold on. Yeah, just hold on. I'm going to worry about when. When you going to do it? I already given to God. You know the old saints say, might not come when you want him. He's always on time. Here's why he's always on time. Because since you told him why, he got the how and he's lining things up. Girl, I just happened to get a check in the mail. You ain't just happened to get no check in the mail. That was Big Daddy setting everything up. Girl, I was in the mall. I just happened to bump into, you didn't happen to bump into nobody. That was Big Daddy. He's setting all of it up. God is not on time. But in time, I'm going to get everything God promised me. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Because I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. That's not your job. You keep walking by faith and not by sight. Because the sight will say, you ain't ready for this. You can't even pay for this. You ain't got this. How you going to do this? And your ego go, yeah, you're right. I don't see it. Right. And that's why faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things. Got to see it. Got to see it. I ain't got to see it, but I got to see it. I got to see myself in the car, but it's not my job to figure out how I'm going to get the car. I can see myself pulling up in the yard. It's my job to figure out how I'm going to get in the yard. Do you see it? Write this down. Seeing is believing. We think it's in the material world. No. It's in the spiritual world. You sit in a chair right now that somebody saw before you saw it. Do you see yourself? And you have to see yourself. When you see yourself, it's almost like somebody aspiring to have a brand new house and they're in an apartment. My recommendation is on a Saturday or Sunday when you ain't doing nothing, of course on Sunday after church, go to church first. But then go into those new homes and smell that new stuff. And go to all the rooms. Because see, what you're doing is helping your vision. Helping your vision. He's like, okay, my room going to be here. Okay, the kids' room going to be over here. The gym is going to be over here. I'm going to have this and have that. Have fun with that. Here's why. And you're going to see me teach this all in the next several years straight. Life is a feeling process. It's a feeling process. Because watch this. When you're in that house, does it not change the way you feel? Where you feel. Real talk. Follow me here. The things that you remember in your life, the reason you remember things doesn't matter if it was yesterday, last week, last year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years ago. Those things will be imprinted and impact on your mind because it was all based on how it made you feel. You remember that time, Lisa, we went to, what you call that time? I said, no, my face. I went back to how I felt. Or, you remember that time Daddy had whooped me? See, I went back to how I felt, baby. It's a feeling process. Feeling is real. Feeling is real. Based on how I feel, it'll change my whole physical composure. Not just my facial expression. My whole body will adjust based on how I feel. I feel sad. I think bad. My heart rate drops low. My posture change. My breathing change. My whole mood change. My energy drops, all based on how I feel. Based on how I feel. Write this down. If you can't answer the why, then don't line up. Just say, I'll do it next year. I'll do it another time. Because I'm not serious yet. 5. Without answering the why, the vision disappears. Without answering the why, the vision disappears. And 6. Without the why, there'll be no sacrifice, no motivation. You have no hope. That why is everything. The why. Why do I want this? Why do I want to be this? I want this because I want to be a blessing to my family. I want this to be a blessing to my church. I want this to show the rest of my family it can be done. I want to change lives. I want to change the legacy. I want to do this and that. God goes, okay, that's different. That's different. Why have you come to line up for battle? And I'll pause right here in the am I not. Am I not a Philistine and you the servants of Saul? Am I not? Notice that's a question. Am I not? Am I not? I love these next 8 points. Watch this. 1, be willing to answer, am I? Be willing to answer, am I? Am I is a question that brings doubt, fear, and procrastination. Am I? Don't leave your future to question. Am I this? Can I do that? Doubt. Number 4, answer am I with I am. Answer am I with I am. Turn uncertainty to certainty. Turn fear to faith and impossible to possible. 6, when darkness enter, being the enemy, respond with light. Who will do it? How will you do it? Your answer and your response will be, I am. I am. 7, use the Lord's name. And we know the Lord's name is I am. That's what God was waiting on. So with that Philistine, when that enemy says, who going to do it? Am I not? You say, I'm going to take you out of it right now. How you going to do it? When you going to do it? Who going to do it? I am. 8, once you declare it, decree it, it is established. What I mean by that is, you better speak to it and declare it. I am rich. I am blessed. I am healed. I am well. I am whole. I am happy. I am joyful. I am peaceful. I am wise. I am kind. I'm important. I'm a giver. I'm a tither. I am a humanitarian. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. When you start to invoke on the Lord's name, understand that God's Spirit resides and lives in you. Once you continue to call on the name of the Lord, God continues to magnify and expand. When you continue to do that, your situation that you look at will continue to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. The battlefield and the battleground is where the valleys take place. The valleys are where you are made. Where you are made to be able to rule and reign on the mountaintop. The valleys. The valleys are not there to weep and cry. There's some things that God puts you in the valley so you can deal with, that once you deal with, in due season, in due time, he will exalt you. So, according to the clock, that is my time. I thank you for yours. Can we give the Lord a big hand clap of praise, if you will?